Hello techies. Welcome to our brand new video series focused on helping you get the most of your experiences in life. Before we start the video, let's know about Upptalk. Upptalk is a live, interactive platform for software training, furnishing robust personalities who could take on universal business platforms.
Right. So the way you hire a director versus the way you hire, maybe, a sales associate are the same, similar, or maybe quite different. It's a bit different. Different. Right. So now how you want to hire them? That is defined in your staffing models. Okay. Now how these jobs and positions are created and how they are filled, that will be decided by the staffing model you choose. Are you looking for a lot of flexibility? Are you looking to hire a lot of people? That will decide, okay, which staffing model you use, or maybe you want to have a lot of restriction. You want to have a lot of control. Then, that will decide on another staffing model. So there are two kinds of staffing models in Workday. One is position management. The other one is job management. We will talk in detail about these two staffing models and sometime next week. And then we will talk about job profiles. Now, this being an HCM software, we need to create job profiles to be able to hire people. Right. Every worker you hired needs to have a job profile. What is a job profile? It describes what that worker is supposed to do. Isn't it? Now, whenever some recruiter calls you for a new job opportunity, you ask that person, okay, what is a job profile? What am I supposed to do in that job, or what does this job require me to do? We ask them, what is a job profile that you are recruiting me for? What will be my responsibilities? So a job profile will talk about the generic features and characteristics of the job. And you can also create position based on that job profile. Okay. So a job profile will contain details like, okay, what are the responsibilities, the tasks that this person needs to do? Number 1. It will also have details like, alright, what is the qualification required? Right, MBA or bachelor's degree or school degree. What are the certifications required? What are the skills required for this particular job? All of that will be put in this particular object, that is, a job profile. Then we will talk about that. Another core concept is a compensation. This is the umbrella term for all the different things that we will talk about in compensation, like packages, grades, grade profiles, and plans. Anything within related to compensation, we will talk about in conversation. Now let me ask you, this is compensation given to employees only, or is it given to contingent workers as well? When employees only. Employees only. Anyone who thinks different, but who thinks no, even as continuing workers, we get paid. How are contingent workers paid there? They are usually paid through their contractors, through their employees. Correct. They are not paid directly by the company where they are working as contingent workers, right? They are paid. They are treated as suppliers of services. Somebody who, like they, are typically employed by other organizations, and they are sent as workers to this company. They work there as a contingent worker or short-term worker. Yes, Ray, I have a question. Okay, I have a question. So there are two types of contingent workers. One is the directee on the company's company, for example. Say any company you name on it. For example, I am just taking as a tech manager. So take my entire highest contingent worker on their payroll. And they also hire a contingent worker from different, let's say from other company, and then those companies are providing the employees, no doubt, for those people. Obviously, the company is paying to the company itself, not to the contingent worker, but the person who is on the payroll of a tech behind the or any company. Okay, but as a contingent worker. So how do they take it? Get paid. Now okay. Now, first of all, when you are hiring a contingent worker, the contingent worker will never be on the company's payroll. They may be contracted by the company, but they will never be on their payroll. Okay. Because whenever we talk about payroll, it starts having, like other things, taxes, benefits, and so on. Contracting workers typically are not entitled for that. The thing you're going for. Yeah, so contract is now, especially from a U.S. perspective. This contract is even, let's say, you are not associated with any company. You are directly working as a freelancer, right? Then you're directly hired by one company. So they're also, I'm not sure of the details, but I think you might have seen this. Even this individual freelancer. They also have a company registered. They may be the only company. They may be the only employee in that company. Right. They are the CEO. They are the right. And the contract is actually signed with this particular company, where this worker is the only worker, right? So that is how the companies will sign a contract. And then you are supposed to do your taxes, everything on your own. The company will not do what access, because you are supposed to be a company you will build by the, or maybe whatever is a contract with you. So they will pay you based on that rate, and then you take care of the taxes. A lot of doctors are associated with hospitals in that way. Okay, but what about the contractors who are already went directly to the company? They are also treated as the same as other contractors, or they are treating as a different link. They will be treated differently, right? They do not. They are not entitled to any benefits. They are not entitled to retire. Is it? No, that's true. Yeah, of course. But that also been when they're being as the contract. Only they're going to pay to that particularly person or a contractor person. Correct. Correct. Correct they are. They are not salaried per se, right? They are not absolutely. Right. So a company is mostly for you. It's typically for your employees. Now, there are different types of workers. When we talk about that, they can be a fixed-term employee as well, right? Like, an employee is hired only for a year. That is a fixed term. Those type of employees are also there in some countries, right? Yes. And then There are regular employees or fixed-term contracts. And then there are continued workers. A continued worker may work with a company for 10 years. That is also possible. It is not like continued worker means only for 6 months, or 3 months, or 2 months. It's not like that. A continued worker may work for 10 years. I have seen some continued workers work for 15 years, no issues. Right. But so nowadays, there is a lot of mix. And then, there is a new type of worker called as gig workers. People who come in, do their work and leave, right? Like maybe somebody who comes in to paint your office. They know that their only task is to come and paint and leave. They're a gig worker. Their only task is to do a gig. Like the gig, workers are typically associated with the musicians, right? So you perform a gig or they perform a gig. So what do? They bring in their musical instruments, set it up, play for the evening and leave. Take their payments and leave, right? They're not an employee of that place where they are performing. So similarly for gig workers. So there is a new type of workers that are coming up. So they will come in, do their thing and leave. So, but anyway, the compensation is something that is paid to employees only. It can be salary. It can be hourly, our leave age is, but compensation is only for your employees and not for continued workers. Then another core concept is the security right. We will talk about the security groups, the group of users who need to have the same access. Like, all managers need to have a similar kind of access, right? All HR administrators need to have a similar kind of access. All HR partners or benefits partners, payroll administrators, they need to have a similar kind of access, right? So we will see how Workday's security system works, how we will group the users into security groups, and how we will assign them some provisions. So security is also a core concept.
Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us at sales@upptalk.com.